Transcendental error. Okay, nochmal. Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Bihari 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 Gopi Janavallabha Jaya Girivaratari Jaya Gopi Janavallabha Jaya Girivaratari Yashodanandana Jaya Raja Janaranjana Jaya Yashodanandana Jaya Raja Janaranjana Yamunatiram Vanacharim Jaya Kunjabiyari Jaya Yamunati Vanachari Jaya Kunjabiyari Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Jaya Radha Madhava, Jaya Kunja Bihari, Jaya Radha Madhava, Jaya Kunja Bihari, Jaya Radha Madhava, Jaya Kunja Bihari, Jaya Radha Madhava, Jaya Kunja Bihari. Shri Shri Radha Madhava ki Gaura Premanandi. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
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 So Hare Krishna, welcome everybody. Thank you for being here together to listen from the transcendental Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. We are here in Canto 5, Chapter 19, Text 25. Okay, let's try. It's a little bit like difficult to sing. Let's try. Tanrichatim tiha yicha chantavo. Praptanrichitam tu iha yicha chantavo. Jnana kriya dravya kalapa sambritam. Jnana kriya dvarya kalapsa sampardam. Navayateran apunarbhavayate. Navayateran apunarbhavayate. Bhuyo vanoka iva yanti padhanam. Bhuyo vanoka iva yanti bandhanam. Praptan richitam tu iha ye chachantavo. Nana kriya dvarya kalapa sambritam. Sorry. Navayateran apunarbhavayate. Bhuyo vanoka iva janti bandhanam. So let's try. For the best.
Jnana kriya dravya kalapa samritam.
Navayateranna punarbhavayate.
Navayateranna punarbhavayate.
Bhuyo vanaukaiva yanti bandhanam.
Bhuyo vanaukaiva yanti bandhanam.
So I think.
Praptanrijatim tvihaye chajantavo.
Praptanrijatim tvihaye chajantavo.
Jnana kriya dravya kalapa samritam.
Jnana kriya dravya kalapa samritam.
Navayaterana punarbhavayate.
Navayateranna punarbhavayate.
Bhuyo vanaukaiva yanti bandhanam.
Bhuyo vanaukaiva yanti bandhanam.
Okay, thank you very much. You like to try, Mataji?
Is it here?
Yes.
Oh, I don't see it.
Let's go for it. Nice, let's try.
Praptanrijantim tvihayatayantavo.
Praptanrijatim tvihaye chajantavo.
Jnana kriya dravya kalapa samritam.
Jnana kriya dravya kalapa samritam.
Navayateram apunarbhavayate.
Navayateranna punarbhavayate.
Bhuyo vanaukaiva yanti banam.
Bhuyo vanaukaiva yanti bandhanam.
Thank you very much, very nice. Okay, let's do the word for word translation. And then the translation and the purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Okay. Prapta, who have obtained Nrijatim, a birth in human society, to certainly, Iha, in this land of Bharatavarsha, ye, those who, cha, also, chantava, the living beings, jnana, with knowledge, kriya, with activities, dravya, of ingredients, kalapa, with a collection, sambritam, full, na, not, why, certainly, yateran, endeavor, anupa, bhavaya, for the position of immorality. Te, such person. Bhuya, again. Vanoka, birds. Iva, like. Janti, go. Bandhanam, to bondage. Translation and purport. Bharatavarsha offers the proper land and circumstances in which to execute devotional service, which can free one from the results of jnana and karma. If one obtains a human body in the land of Bharatavarsha with clear sensory organs, with which to execute the Sankirtan Yagya, but in spite of this opportunity, he does not take to devotional service, he is certainly like liberated forest animals and birds that are careless and are therefore again bound by a hunter. Purport. In the land of Bharatavarsha, one can very easily perform the Sankirtan Yagya, which consists of Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu. Or one can perform other methods of devotional service, such as Smaranam, Vandanam, Archanam, Dasyam, Sakhyam, and Atma Nivedanam. In Bharatavarsha, one has the opportunity to visit many holy places, especially Lord Chaitanya's birth site and Lord Krishna's birth site, Navadvipa and Vrindavan, where there are many pure devotees who have no desire other than to execute devotional service. Anyabhilashita shunyam jana karmadi anavritam. And one may thus become free from the bondage of material conditions. Other paths, such as the path of jnana and the path of karma, are not very profitable. Pious activities can elevate one to the higher planetary systems, and by speculative knowledge one can merge into Brahman existence. But that is not real profit, for one has to come down again even from the liberated condition of being merged in Brahman. And certainly one must come down from the heavenly kingdom. One should endeavor to go back home, back to Godhead. Otherwise, there is no difference between human life and the lives of jungle animals and birds. Animals and birds also have freedom, but because of their lower birth, they cannot use it. Taking advantage of all the facilities offered him, a human being who has taken birth in the land of Bharatavarsha should become a fully enlightened devotee and go back home, back to Godhead. This is the subject matter of the Krishna conscious movement. The inhabitants of places other than Bharatavarsha have facilities for material enjoyment, but they do not have the same facility to take to Krishna consciousness. Therefore, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has advised that one who has taken birth as a human being in Bharatavarsha must first realize himself as a part and parcel of Krishna. And after taking to Krishna consciousness, he must distribute this knowledge all over the world. Om Jnana Timirandasya Jananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmritanyena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manopishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Gadamayam Dadati Svapadantikam. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrindam. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. So Hare Krishna again. Now we are more assembled. Welcome. Hare Krishna. Very nice. Okay, let's read again the verse and then I try to connect some thoughts. Bharatavarsha offers the proper land and circumstances in which to execute devotional service, which can free one from the results of jnana and karma. If one obtains a human body in the land of Bharatavarsha with clear sensory organs with which to execute the Sankirtan Yagya, but in spite of this opportunity, he does not take to devotional service. He is certainly like liberated forest animals and birds that are careless and are therefore again bound by a hunter. Jai. Okay, what we hear. Let's try again to collect all the thoughts. So, we have now long verses almost every day. It's a similar topic. We heard a lot of liberation, different higher planetary systems. Bharatavarsha is explained many times. Very auspicious birth. We should use it. Now again we get some little more details. And also that this Bharatavarsha offers a human being actually who can take there an auspicious birth, offers actually good circumstances for devotional service. But we should not forget, also we know, also like in Europe, in many countries, like in Switzerland for example, like in Zurich, we have good opportunities for devotional service. And also in other countries, other cities, not in all, but in many at least. And there we can also take shelter. But here is Bharatavarsha described, and actually here everybody knows who were in India once, twice. Oh, nice, really. Many of us actually, and we know there are really many holy places, many temples, many devotees, but also many different kinds of opportunities to entangle ourselves in some kind of nonsense or some kind of speculative philosophies or whatever. India is really like a place of, for sure, spirituality, but any kind. many different things. It's not so easy to also to find the real true spirituality, but at least in ISKCON temples we can find, and also in some others for sure, but we have to be aware, we have to have some kind of knowledge what is important, what is not. Anyway, but at all, Bharatavarsha offers good opportunities, good circumstances. Prabhupada is also describing this. And actually, the main point is that these circumstances should be used, good circumstances, even if in Bharatavarsha or in Europe or wherever, they should be used for devotional service. Like here in Zurich, we have a temple and we can execute devotional service. Now, in the morning, Shikshastakam Prabhu thanked me that we took in the flower, the vegetables, and I told him, yeah, this is like normal. Actually, we pray all the time for it. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Should be aware for what we are really praying for service. If we start to chant this Maha Mantra, we should be careful. Then service comes. Yeah, but this is actually nice. This is our nature. And further, this verse, what we have here, 25, is describing actually an important point. And actually on this point I would like to speak a little bit more, because there are other topics around we know and hear very often. But it is explained here that this devotional service, these good opportunities and this devotional service can liberate one from jnana and karma. And for these points I would like to explain a little bit more on these two different terms, jnana and karma. And on the other part, further in our verse is explained, if we get, or if somebody gets this auspicious birth in Bharatavarsha, and if this person also has some clarified, some more pure senses, then he should be engaged. Also, he should come to the Sankirtan Yagya. For sure, also to devotional service, like more or less the first step. But also further to Sankirtan Yagya, to actually to distribute this knowledge in some sense. We know, like with that we distribute, we cooking some nice food for Krishna, then it becomes prasadam. It has no reactions, actually no karmic reactions anymore. It's free, and not only this, that has no karmic reactions, this is actually spiritualized, and there is bhakti inside. It's actually love inside, love in the food. It's something very special. And this we can share with others. This is described, we should share. Actually everybody knows this, nice to share love. And love can be shared in different ways. For example, to distribute some holy food, some prasadam from Krishna, what we offer, what we are also doing often, or to distribute his holy name, the Hare Krishna mantra. It's very auspicious, it clarifies our heart. Or to distribute knowledge about Krishna, for example, in form of books. I made this experience some years and traveled around with books all over Germany and Austria and Switzerland and distributed the books. It's a very nice way to give people this knowledge that they can start their spiritual journey. And whatever else. Anyway, we can do different things. There are some main things, what we know. And actually, such a person who took birth in such a holy place like India and is a little bit more clarified in their senses, they should take up. It's actually like an advice from the Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. And not only this is actually like, if Krishna left 5,000 years ago the planet, actually he left actually so-called the Bhagavatam, the Bhagavad Purana, the Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, and this is actually not different from Krishna. This is like Krishna. We have here Krishna in our hands and on the table, and actually all the important knowledge what Krishna can give us, how he can guide us, is here inside. And actually there are instructions from Krishna personally, more or less. And this is also like an instruction, especially to humans who took birth in India. And they should take this very seriously, actually. And many verses are again and again and again repeating and repeating. And actually the Vedic scriptures is told if something is repeated, then it is really important what to say if it's 3 times or 4 times repeated. And actually these points are all the time repeated and repeated. And some devotees or some materialists who are reading the books are often, lamenting why Prabhupada is so often repeating it's all the time the same. Yes, because we should understand the points, because it's important. And we don't like to understand, or we cannot understand, or we cannot accept. And actually Prabhupada is pointing all the time again, let's do it. How often Prabhupada told we are not this body, we are soul, but still we are not understanding. This is not only understanding, this is also a kind of, actually the more important thing, it's the one thing is jnana, that we understand, we have the knowledge about it, but the second thing, or the more important thing is vijnana, to have the realization about this topic. For example, we know we are not this body, we are soul, and the soul, what is the nature of the soul, that we are eternal forever, eternal servants of Sri Krishna. And this actually is, we can understand, we can have the knowledge, but it's a difference if we have the knowledge, or if we understood, or if we deeply understood, if we really realized it. And then we should live according to this realization. It's the next step. We should also execute this. And this is written here. Somebody who took birth in Bharatavarsha and is a little bit more aware, they should take this opportunity and execute this Sankirtan Yagya Yeah, because it's so important. And because those people should be a little bit more aware about themselves, about God, Krishna, about Dharma, about our nature, and they should spread it. There's actually nature. Yeah? If we have something good, we like to share it, or sometimes we'd like to take ourselves. It's also sometimes also nice, but we should also share it. And actually, it is said then it becomes actually more. Actually, it is said if we, for example, if we keep knowledge for ourselves, we don't distribute it. We cannot keep it, or we cannot really. We are not then really that much aware of it. If we distribute it, then it becomes deeper and deeper and deeper. And I also realize if in the combination also that if we study it, not everybody is in studies, and it's not so necessary to study everything in detail, but I, for example, feel by myself it's really good. It goes deeper and deeper and deeper. But we have also to do something according to these Vedic instructions from Sri Krishna. Then it works. We have to combine different steps. Then it's the right mix. Like in cooking, we cannot add only salt into the soup. It's nice, but maybe after one point it's too salty. Or only pepper. Or often the combination of pepper and salt is really, it tastes a little bit even more salty. If it's hot and thick. You experienced this? I had this experience if I was cooking for my spiritual master. And he took, it's really salty. And it's actually not so much salt, but there's more pepper inside. I got a little bit more pepper, and then it tastes more salty because it's somehow hot, and it increases somehow the taste of salty. Anyway, it's a different topic, but we should take this chance. Otherwise, and to go through our verse, otherwise, if a person who has such benedictions, who got such benedictions for his birth in this life, in Bharatavarsha, have somehow like more or less clarified senses, and should take up the Sankirtan Yaga. But if not, then Krishna is telling, then this kind of a person is not better than a forest animal or a bird. Why? Because they are doing their stuff, they are flying around and whatever, they are eating and mating and defending, but it's like, what's the use? Then you die, you be caught by a hunter, maybe, and then, but what happens next life? Maybe again a bird or whatever, or a pig or whatever, I don't know. It's not so useful. That's why we should take this serious. And they are really we should take it also really serious that this is truth. And now let's try to go a little bit into this more or less two terms, but they're also a little bit more, how to say, further terms, or how to say, more underpoints, in this jnana and karma. Because there are other points I think we more or less understand, but this jnana and karma, for me personally, it was all the time, we somehow understand, okay, what is karma? Actions, like we do something, okay, karmic reactions we are acting somehow, and action causes like a reaction. And karmic reactions are that you did something and you get the reactions of it, no? Good or bad. You can act in a good way, act in a bad way, or we could say act according Shastra, act according spiritual scriptures. That means dharmic, live a dharmic life, or act in a dharmic way, or act in a selfish way, we could say, the other term, in a materialistic way, in a not dharmic, not shastric way, not moralic way, and this is like a sinful life, and this is actually, often we say to people, karmis, but actually this is not completely correct. Actually, the most of the people are not karmis, not even karmis. because actually I don't like to blame, but it's actually even lower, actually, because somebody who is acting according Holy Scriptures, at least, not in Bhakti-Yoga or completing Krishna consciousness, but at least according to some rules and regulations, some dharmic life, this is actually a karmi. Because his karma is if you're acting according to Scriptures. If not, then it's actually only vikarma. This is actually like sinful activities, like illicit sex life, gambling, drugs, whatever, cheating, lying, what you like to do, you are free to like to do without Scriptures, without following some rules, regulations. This is actually a difference at first, but then also we have the term, and this with karma to connect, and also jnana. We know this is knowledge, and there is also the underpoint we here to realized knowledge, vijnana. But there are also some little other terms, like naish, karmya, and then is also bhakti. It's the last point. And actually, the point here also in the verse is actually, if somebody is taking up all this, we get these good opportunities, like this birth, and take up Sankirtan, whatever, then actually we're performing Bhakti-Yoga. But if not, we are bound all the time by which can free one from the results of jnana and karma. But on the end is again, otherwise we are bound by, like by a hunter, an animal. It's like caught by a hunter. Or actually, we are then caught by some karmic reactions, some jnana. We are speculating around. We are coming to a lower level. We are not on a very high level. But anyway, I tried to little bit research, and Bhaktivinoda Thakur is writing a lot especially in his commentaries to Bhagavad-gītā, in Rasika Ranjan and Vidvad Ranjan. This is the name of the commentary to Bhagavad-gītā, what he was writing, also according to different acharyas like Baladev Vidyabhushan and Vishwanatha Chakravarti Thakur. He took up actually a lot of topics of them, but also commented himself also. And he's actually, or these three acharyas especially, deeply go into this topic, this karma, jnana, and the whole topics. And this is actually, to say I don't like to go in that much deep, and I tell you honestly, I'm not so expert in this topic, but I think it's important to have some kind of understanding. And actually, I tell you also why I like to go to this topic. I mean, we have not so much time anymore, but to have at least a little overview of it. If I went in these topics more, I understood a little bit more about my old spiritual life, where I'm standing, where we are, how we are progressing, and also we can see more where others are staying, how others are acting, in which consciousness, in which behavior, and which, not in a sense that we criticize. Jai Shishi, Jagrapaladev Subhadraki, Shishi Gornitaki. Not in a sense that we are critical to others, but that we have the opportunity of knowledge, what enlightens us, and where we can understand something, and then also see how we can help others, how we can hopefully, or even also to ourselves, hopefully, but in the first step, we should, Prabhupada told, how he told, we should save at first ourselves and then rescue others. In the Prabhupada? Yeah. Oh, really? Oh, really? I have to look at Anyway, I don't. Anyway, yeah, it was also important. And Bhaktivinoda Thakur is explaining, and he's telling the karma, actually, if we perform karma, only like this regulated activities, this purifies actually our behavior. And jnana further is the further step. It purifies our understanding, our intelligence. And bhakti purifies our heart. But actually, before I continuing, we should be aware that this is some kind of like elevation, karma, jnana, bhakti, but bhakti is independent from jnana or karma or whatever. Bhakti is not depending on them, but they are, these two types they're helping to progress in spiritual life, and after some point we can get the mercy. Or I mean, Krishna can give for sure all the time mercy if he likes. It's like he's not bound that, oh, now I give, or maybe one incense more offered and now I give her the mercy. He's free to do what he likes, but actually if we are developing of this dharmic path, so-called, according to karma, jnana, then we can become qualified more to get this mercy of bhakti. Anyway, and let's analyze a little bit. Yeah, we spoke a little bit about this karma and about karmis, and what is this, and vikarma, this is sinful activity. This we spoke about. And actually, if we prescribe our karmas, then actually we have like our normally family duties. We are giving, for example, charities. We are doing maybe some different sacrifices described to Vedic scriptures. Whatever we do, our karma. But it is still bounding us to the material world. We get reactions out of it. It is good because it guides us. It gives us some kind of moralic behavior according to principles from Shri Krishna, but it still bounds us because it creates also karma, good karma and bad karma. Even if we get good karma, we have also to somehow to suffer also the good reactions, because then we get nice birth, maybe in Zurich or whatever, then we have a lot of money, and maybe then we go more in sense enjoyment. It can happen. Should not happen, but it can happen. And that's why it's also bounding us. But actually, then let's go to the next point. If it becomes karma yoga, before it is only like the activities. If it becomes karma yoga, then we are more aware about Krishna. Then we have the understanding, okay, I should not only act for my pleasure, for my benefits, that I get some money, some fame, some good life, some pious things, but then Krishna is connected. But actually this path of karma yoga is actually, we give up some results to Krishna. This is actually, we could say, okay, then what is the how to say that, the difference between bhakti and karma yoga. And actually, often Prabhupada is also using all these different terms. Everything is bhakti, so-called. But there are still some kind of differences. This is actually not pure devotion. This is like you are aware of Krishna and you are giving up something to Krishna, but not much more. But still you have your ego, you like to dominate a little bit, you are a little bit the controller, you are doing, you are acting, you are the doer, not Krishna. In that sense, you are not so aware, not deeply aware about the details in Bhakti-Yoga. You are not aware of it, and you are also not executing them. We could say this is like more or less like an important difference for Karma Yoga. And actually, there's also like in Bhagavad-gītā 3.9 is nicely described that work done as sacrifice for Vishnu must be performed. Otherwise, this work causes bondage. This is like an example for this karma. we should do it for Krishna, at least in some sense. Somebody more, somebody less. And this is actually also like this karma yoga. Somebody is more on the beginning, somebody is more on the end. Something similar like if we say, I don't know who knows the terms of you, like Kanishtadikari, Madhyamadikari, Uttamadikari, the different levels of devotees. And they are also like, I heard once the term, this is actually interesting, that they are like Kanishtas, Madhyam Kanishtas, and Uttama Kanishtas. And also like Kanishta Madhyams, then Madhyams, and then Uttam Madhyams. And Kanishta. It's mainly... Anyway, that means we should really rise on this path and not, okay, I have a tilak, I chant somehow something, and we should also do really some advancement in spiritual life. And if we are more aware about different topics about spiritual life, then we see, are we doing really some progress in spiritual life or not? Or we are stucking actually on one point. Actually, on the very beginning of my spiritual life, one devotee told me, actually it is not possible to stay on one point in spiritual life. Even you go up in spiritual life or you go down. It's not possible to, okay, now we are here and that's it. No, even we will go up if we are making some endeavor, or even we will go down. And sometimes we're not even recognizing, and our spiritual life goes down. We should all the time do some kind of endeavor. And again, I described, but also in karma yoga, still you have also your duties, your boundaries, so-called, like with family, with duties, with whatever, different kinds of job, family, whatever, what you have to do. We could make like a short overview, like the materialists are looking for sense gratification. This is like vikarma, and it causes suffering. Then actually karma, only like acting through karma, is it gives us material enjoyment, but this is actually a moralic, at least a Vedic moralic lifestyle. And living in karma yoga, that we are aware of Krishna, this is, we offer something to Krishna, and we are still now on the path on purification. We get more and more purified to come closer to bhakti, so-called. This is not bhakti on the beginning. It's like some service, some karma yoga, but this is not bhakti, pure bhakti yoga, what means pure devotional service. But in bhakti is then pure love, that we are in a mindset, we could say more or less like in a pure mindset, that we are really aware we are doing it really for Krishna. And you are more or less all the time, there are also like different steps, but more or less all the time conscious I'm doing it for Krishna. I can honestly say on the beginning, if I started with devotional service, somehow we hear it, we are somehow knowing it, but I was not really aware. Not that I'm now aware, but a little bit more aware of it. And actually, we should really check also ourselves all the time where we are standing, what is our consciousness. Because this is actually the essence what we have in our heart, then it makes our heart. Yeah, then I described many points from Bhaktivinoda Thakur. It's difficult to repeat everything, but I try to mention some nice points. And then is actually another point, what is maybe also important. This is Naishkarmya. This is actually a stage where we don't have karmic reactions anymore, where we more detached actually more aware that we should not consciously really work for our sense enjoyment. We are more aware of these things, and then actually karma stops. And this means actually freedom from karma and karmic reactions. And this is also connected. The Bhagavad-gītā is actually giving us all the time also verses according to these different terms. And anyway, it's a little bit, again, it's a different topic. It's not easy to find out, but our acharyas are profis in it to describe this. It's actually not really necessary for us to know all these details, but again, good to know. If we some kind aware, then we have a little bit easier guideline and can see many things in life through Shastra, and then we can act according to this in a better way. And actually, there's also like a verse in 1849, close to the end of the Bhagavad-gītā, it is describing one who is self-controlled and unattached attains the perfection of freedom from action. And this is actually Naishkarmya. This is actually connected with Naishkarmya. Then we are more attached and attain more freedom because we are not identifying that much with our body and my sense enjoyment. We are more free from these terms. And actually Bhaktivinoda Thakur is describing by Naishkarmya, it is a state where the heart has given up the desire to enjoy, but also to renounce the world somehow, that we don't like to entangle us in karmic reaction. We know this causes some karma and some bondage with it, and we like to avoid this actually. And yeah. And actually it is also described, Bhaktivinoda Thakur is also describing why this Naishkam, because we could say it's like a quite some elevated platform that we are really detached. It for example, it could be maybe like a brahmachari who is living attached with some knowledge, but the point is that the attraction to Krishna is still not there. Maybe some kind of awareness, but is still not at all like really attraction to Krishna. And these terms we have to understand, we can understand a little bit, and this helps us. But Bhaktivinoda Thakur is also describing by Naishkama, this is actually something like a 0 point where we are free of karma. We are so-called empty, But from here, actually, we can go easily to bhakti, but also to impersonalism, because we can also go to this nirvishesha shunyavadi, or also to bhakti. It depends which kind of input then we get further. But we know we are aware of bhakti. We should go in this direction because we know there is some higher taste behind. But we should not look for this higher taste, but actually for the higher taste, for Krishna's higher taste, for his pleasure we should seek. And actually bhakti is more or less, we are aware, we are doing it out of love. This is actually an activity of love. And even if we are knowing this, but often the problem is still we cannot execute it in a proper way. We are knowing, we are somehow aware, but don't mean that we are also doing this in this pure way. There are also different steps. And yeah, this is actually more or less the point. We are on half. Actually, time is almost over. There were also some verses what I was looking a moment. Maybe if somebody have a question, you can try to think, because we end soon. And actually, yeah, also, one moment. Actually, we not even spoke about jnana that much. This is actually also when we start to get some knowledge. This can be also, on the beginning, some impersonal knowledge, and it can go then that we get more knowledge about Krishna, and then it goes more personal and personal, and then it also helps to go to purify us more and more, and then we go more in the direction to bhakti, that Krishna is a person, that we love him, we have a relationship. Because in jnana, if we get jnana, it's good, and we are more aware. Our intelligence is clarified, but it is somehow also dry. If not Krishna if it's not connected with Krishna, with his personal aspect. I mean, we know with his impersonal aspect, if we connect with Brahman, it's also some kind of knowledge. It's also nice in some sense, and it helps us, it can help us, but this is somehow still dry. It's like, and actually after some time, the jnani, if you realize more and more, then he's seeking, Bhaktivinoda Thakur is describing, he's seeking more for something like more taste, more relationship, more essence, more love actually. Yeah. If he's more and more clarified, then he starts to seek after something, some higher taste. And this is actually then the point when it becomes more from jnana, it goes to bhakti. And then again in bhakti we have also different steps. But for this we need a seminar, or at least one seminar. Yeah. Anyway, maybe let's end here. I collected also some verses what are related to the different states or connected, because Bhagavad-gītā is actually the verses more or less are all the time connected with, like for example karma or karma yoga, jnana, or different steps. We are not aware because we are only reading, it sounds nice, this is something about knowledge, this is something about love, this is something about Krishna. Yes, but we don't know the details. There are way more details behind the verses, why they are spoken and in which connection, on which state they are somehow approaching us. It's not all the time. Anyway, it's not so important to know again, but it is possible to study it or to go deeper, if we like, or if we are eager for this. And yeah, anyway, again, I collected some verses, but maybe one verse is fitting to our question or whatever. Somebody has maybe some question or some comment, some complaint. Yes, Shikshastra comes more than philosopher.
I was just wondering about your realizations, how to get realization.
The realization, what is it?
Because I mean that's the essence, right?
Yeah.
Like you were saying, that's what we have to strive for. So how can we really get realization? And my realization is that it's not so. It's really dependent on mercy, so.
Yeah.
So maybe in your personal experience, how do we attain more realization?
Yeah, thank you for your question. I'm also not completely aware.
Or let's say like on a
Yeah.
yeah. How to realize that we're not this body? How do we really?
Yeah, it's a good.
Thoughts,
Yeah, for sure. Actually, at first, what came in my mind, once I read a little bit more about sannyas, and actually, for sannyas is described. Actually, for a duty, actually, a main duty of a sannyasi should be to share his realizations. Because a sannyasi should be realized. Because if he don't have so much realizations, then what's the use? No? You have to realize it, and then you realized what you read here, what you hear, how you live, and then you have deep connections. You can connect deep topics with it, and if you give this, actually, more or less. What means I'm speculating, but I try to connect it or think to this point. If there are more feelings, or a realization is more a deep thing, and maybe also some feelings or some deeper inputs are behind, and then it becomes really deep. It becomes rooted, And something like this comes to our mind. But actually, almost you answered. We have to follow nicely according to the scriptures, to our acharyas, to Srila Prabhupada, to our Guru. And if we are really sincere, then we get realizations. And anyway, for my own example, I realize a little bit more that's why I have some kind of taste to work on lectures or for example, to go in a verse or a topic, because then you try to go in, you have some eagerness, and with this eagerness, Krishna is saying, actually Chaitanya Mahaprabhu told the only one prize is to be eager laulyam, to be hankering up, but after something good, after some spiritual, after to realize, to see, but actually the point is what I also realizing more, I have not that much taste to, Krishna, I would like to realize you, to see you, to love you, this is not the first step. This comes hopefully on the end, or before the end. But we can, for example, for my example, I can speak a little bit from, we can get some taste in, for example, in Shastra, in philosophy, for example, or maybe for women a little bit different, in cooking or in whatever, in educating their children or whatever. Everybody can somewhere go in. If it's really connected with Krishna consciousness, you are looking somehow for Krishna or some aspects or parts or energies from Krishna, and then you are really eager for it. That's why we should also, I also realized we should really, at least after some time, we should, also Manu Dharma Shastra is describing really heavy pointing. Actually, if somebody is like, more or less, this is more or less according Manu Shastra, if you are finished with your, I say spiritual studies, not that you have on the university, maybe also a part of, kind of, it's also like a part, but actually in previous times, if you had your education, your spiritual education, you were by your spiritual master, you served him, you are ready, you got your initiation, sacred thread, Brahmin initiation, and then after this time, actually somebody should be engaged in his real duty, in his real, we know before, like is more Brahminical or more Kshatriya or more. If you do this, then you're happy. It's Manu Dharma Shastra, then you are happy, you are satisfied. And somehow I also feel if you are engaged in your, according to your, qualities, this is better, then you can become happy. And there you will find something what you can connect with. Hopefully we are practicing Krishna consciousness, what we can connect with Krishna and go in. And then you will be happy. And then you, I try to connect now with your question, then you can maybe more get deeper realizations. No, if you're according to your nature, you're hankering, you're looking after something. For example, I like to prepare lectures or knowledge, and then you can go in and then you can more realize Krishna, more realize some aspects, yourself, your connection with Krishna, your service, your nature. Anyway, this is one part, but I think this is an important point. Anyway, maybe some point, maybe there are way more terms how to realize. And for sure, if you are seriously following your spiritual master, the scriptures, and try to, in a simple way, actually be devotee, and in an honest way, in a humble way, in a natural way, not made up or fake something, or be natural. And as Krishna is describing, if you are following your duty, even if you are not perfect in it, it's way more better than you try to imitate something. And I also see all the time, be natural, and then you are somehow happy, free, you're a little bit like you can breathe nicely, you are okay. And then you can, I think then you can realize more. A little bit also connected to your question, again another point, before I was way more impassioned, younger, and I was in Buddhist devotion. And somehow after some point is ended because the body is weaker. You are like, it's like passion is not so much there. You have not so much energy. And I realized it was a very nice, how to say, part of my life. I don't like to miss it, like almost 15 years of book distribution. But after some time, you have to step further, you have to go further, you have to, and you become older, if you like or not. It's anyway, the hormones get more down, and your age and your energy. And we have to use these opportunities to use our nature. I used also, for example, more passion before in book distribution. We can use it in Krishna's service, and we should use it. We have to use it. Otherwise, you use it for what? What you will do? You will hankering after women, and you will do after money. You have to invest your nature somewhere. If you're not investing in Krishna, you have to invest somewhere else in material activities. Try to figure out, and if you are nicely connected with your Gurudev and with service, with instructions, I think in Hungary it's not so difficult. Maybe more difficult is for the mind to, if you can follow and to be all the time there and humble and follow, but it makes us, like Sankirtan, it makes you or it breaks you. And if you cannot, then there are different opportunities, then we can marry. I desire you should stay brahmachari. If you can do it, but anyway, it's like, there are different opportunities and we should go according to them. Very happy, and then hopefully we can also there realize some topics, maybe something like this. It's a broad topic. Thank you. Mataji?
Question, how would you translate bhakti into English?
Actually, what was the exact term from Srila Prabhupada? Loving devotional service. I mean, loving, like actually in love, that you are love, selfless, loving devotional service. But Prabhupada pointed really out, it's like really also some kind of some practical thing. You have to do something. We have to engage. I mean, even if you are studied, this is also, practical. It's not so practical. It's more intellectual, but still this is. But we have to. What we have for qualities, we can engage them for Krishna. Because we are on some level with, and this is like related with the gunas, with these different energies, tamagun, rajagun, sattvagun, and we are influenced by them, and we are staying on some level, and we have to engage this in Krishna. We can connect this with Krishna, and actually then we should do some service, and then it becomes purified. This is like what I described a little bit like karma yoga. We start to, we have our nature, and according to this we do something for Krishna, and we become more and more and more purified, and then we elevate more and more on different platforms. Is it satisfying?
I hope so, yes. I hope I understood correctly.
It's a practical thing. It's something we should engage also our body or our mind. We can engage many things, but mainly because we are under a lot of influence of passion, we have to do something, then engage it for Krishna. Or at least some part of it. We cannot the whole day only, because we have some work, we have some family, but even this we can connect with Krishna, and then it becomes service. If you are aware, I can do it for Krishna. I'm at home, I have a flat, I have to cook every day, I have to clean the flat. I can clean the flat in the mindset I do it for Krishna. I do it for Krishna because I know He's existing. I know this creation is His energy. This flat somehow belongs to Him. We're living inside, but it belongs to Him, and we can cook for Him, we can offer for Him this food in mind with the Hare Krishna mantra. You can connect everything with Krishna, and then your activities become spiritual, not material. You understand? Not so much.
I understand, but I don't know if it works.
You can try it. Try it out. Yeah, it works. I see it in my example and by different others. It's really nice. It works. Yeah, let's try it out. Hare Krishna, thank you. Okay, let's end. It's a little bit late. Hare Krishna, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Gurudev ki jai.
It's a beautiful conversation, bro.
Nice that you're here. I think at least 10 times more prepared. And it's often so difficult because there are so many people, you cannot put that much in so much. I was thinking, and that was, I think, a little bit too much. For example.
Yeah, no, it was easy to understand.
And I try to keep reading overview about easy things and then at least give some viewpoints, but they should be something
More
I should remember. They should something. Because often they are absolutely whatever I recognize on myself. I mean, okay, I already know something, but there's so much different points and connections. I mean, you don't have to know all these things, but it's if you know, it's really it can help a lot to be aware of us and to see others when they say different things. You can go deeper and deeper and deeper, and it can help.
I have one doubt, bro.
Yes.
How do I connect to Krishna consciousness? Because I'm chanting, I'm doing devotion, and seva service, but I'm not getting to feel connected.
This is nourishment. This is actually a little bit related to these topics. This is something like these different terms. This nash, like the attraction is not so much there. We should actually also associate with devotees who are a little bit more experience more emotion more, because bhakti comes from bhakti. It's like a fire. The fire comes to spark, and the spark can ignite a new fire.
Yeah.
And the bhakti comes from bhakti, and I've also experienced if you're in the association of the devotees who do the service, have some feelings to Krishna, and then can come us. So you have to, because this taste, this bhakti is not so cheap, you cannot get it only like somewhere you go to, what is each kind of shops are here?
Kiosk.
Go, give some 15 francs and some little bhakti.
This is
Up to
something.
Krishna's mercy, you have to follow, you have to be humble, you have to follow these things. And actually, for you it's not so difficult, you are from India.
Yeah.
You inhabit someone in your blood, it's like someone which you have to, Prabhupada is I think discovered you have to scratch a little bit on the tongue and then you become easier inside. I think you have a humble attitude, use this and associate with devotees, try to associate with devotees and by time it comes. And if you do also service and chanting and some different things, you combine also with reading, because many are missing some few points. Either they are absolutely not reading or absolutely not chanting or they are working or this or that. It's like one aspect. And often with this, I mentioned a little bit with this soup and salt.
Yeah.
You cannot only like do salt into the soup and then it's finished. It's kind of, there's some taste. It's not horrible, but it's not tasty. It's like, it's okay. Or it's even sometimes too salty or too less salty. But if you add another spice and also another spice and some maybe another, I mean,
Very more
too
ingredients,
much, then it starts to do wow, that's really good. It becomes maybe like ayurvedic and more like, wow, this is really special. Similar like this, you have to have sometimes add this and a little bit this and a little bit that. And for this is often like a spiritual master or some authorities or spiritual advanced persons who can help and see you where you stay and help you do this a little bit, do a little that, and then they can guide you a little bit and then hopefully you will get this. Because Krishna is also behind, Krishna is also watching, and then Krishna is seeing your endeavor, and then mercy comes and mercy comes. By following, by executing the orders. Even it's not like, I mean, nobody will have to say something what is really everybody tries to help. I mean, some also try to help even if they cannot, because they are not capable to it. But still, people should try to connect persons attached on so much different beliefs and thinkings, but if we are okay, if we are simple for Prabhupada, for this kind of instructions, and this will 100% help you to make progress in it. And in connection with other devotees also for Prabhupada, otherwise it's difficult also only to take after more knowledge from Prabhupada's scriptures. You should understand something, but then further you can try to, there is this, I don't understand why you realize how the value was doing this. Maybe there's some points to say, here I have a cliffhanger, I'm hanging around a bit. And then maybe that devotee is clarifying, this makes sense. And then you go further and further and further and further.
Yeah.
And it becomes broader.
The journey becomes easier.
Yeah. Yes, it becomes more wonderful. So yes, I was so nice, so thankful. And step by step you become really happy to almost deeper and deeper. Almost you can check, you realize yourself, wow, every day. Even if I did this lecture, every day you think, wow, more decisions, more things are opening up. Because Krishna is behind and he likes to have. And if you're eager enough, and you do also some kind of, if you're doing some endeavor also for it, some kind of japa, service, Christian, looking, reading, a little bit eager, then Krishna will say, okay, I will give you whatever, things, or food, or good relationship, or whatever. Because he's seeing, he's willing, he's arranged.
Now I understand, Prabhu. Like in the view, in the eyes of God, you're telling this. So I'll do all the things we told.
You should get instruction where we really have, and I also somehow learned also brahmacharya in a very simple way. Often is much, I'm not so good at, for example, in shlokas by heart, but to know at least the essence and try to combine it in a way that somebody can really get it and make it lasting out of it. Everybody has these different things. My Gurudev told me, if I ask him for instructions, take care of what he do. This is more what maybe I get from Krishna. Everybody gets something and everybody can know something good or good. And if you do this, then you are advancing.
Yes.
You come to breakfast?
I'll join off to my Javaharam. Yes.
Nice.
Thank you so much, Prabhu.
Welcome.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Thank you Krishna for giving me job. Thank you Krishna for giving me job. Thank you Krishna for giving me job. 10,000 salary, 10,000 per month salary, 10,000 francs per month salary. Thank you Krishna for giving me job. Thank you